Hi, this is Kay, part two, speaking about my father, Albert Lee Green. Uh, my dad's birthday is April 25th, and that's tomorrow. And every April, the beginning of the month, I just get this feeling in the bottom of my stomach, and, and I just stay quiet, as quiet as I can. We weren't allowed to go to the cemetery to see him. We For years, I mean, even as adults. I just found my dad's grave about 9 years ago as I was writing book one and book two and book three. Uh, my dad was a hard worker. He worked two jobs. He worked in a catering company and he also was a butcher. And listening to the stories that Uncle Lenny would tell me about my dad, how he was so generous and so giving and so kind, and how he extended that to not just family, but other people who maybe needed a ride to the grocery store or a ride to the Italian market. You know, my dad never thought it was a hardship to help other people. So now I know kind of like where I get it from. But I tell you, when you feel the love of a father who wraps their arms around you and holds you tight, and if you're scared, your dad is like, "Don't be scared. I'm right here with you." It's invaluable. I don't care how old I get. I will never forget my dad. I lied and I told my mom, "Oh, I don't care about him," and she was like, "That's right," but that was wrong. And but inside my heart, I knew this would be hard for me to share, but I'm going to share it anyway. It's okay. I'm going to share it anyway. Because of him, I started writing poetry, trying to express how I felt about my father and what it felt like to me, him not being here to go to school or to pick us up in his red and black Mustang convertible. He was a sharp dresser. He enjoyed that. Um, I tried to pretend that I didn't care, but I did care. And my teacher in school, I would talk to her and she said, "Write, Katrina, just write. Doesn't matter what you write, just write. Never stop writing." And this project is coming together because I did what she told me to do. She was a very good teacher. She was very, very knowledgeable, and she would share things. She was very patient, and she would share things with the children and say, "Well, we could do this and we could grow plants in little cups and stuff, and on Father's Day, give it to someone you love, a male that you love." Only there was no male in my house unless I wanted to have sex with a man. If I wanted to have sex with a man, I'd become a part of the party. But that just didn't suit me. I felt like my dad would be upset if I had sex with men, strange men, for money, and I didn't want to do that. So that made me an outcast. And but I'll never forget my dad. Never. I'll never forget him. And my grandparents were so hurt because he passed at 31. And it just kind of like didn't make sense. And it didn't make sense to me either. But I had to learn how to survive in the environment that I was in. So the day that my dad died, we never went back to see and to spend time at our grandparents or with our cousins. So it was like out of like something like in the twilight zone where one week you're surrounded by like 80 family members and cousins, and then the next week um, you can't call, you can't go there. Everything was no, no. And for years, even as I grew into my 20s and my 30s, it was always no. But I'm glad that I did reach out to my auntie, my Aunt Ernestine, and she was the one that told me what cemetery he was buried in. And she was the one who told me that, what his birthday was, because I could get no information out of my mother. So I'm not going to apologize for being emotional, but I just want to say, Daddy, I love you. And your birthday means everything to me. I will never, never forget